Robot agent selection, why the runtime matters more than the code. Hermes, Claude Code, Codex, OpenCode, choosing the right AI agent for ROS-based robotics. July 2026. Table of Contents. Part 1, the core question agent selection for robotics. Part 2, agent comparison, strengths and gaps. Part 3, the architecture, MCP, delegation, and agent army. Part 4, business vision, RobotOS runtime. Part 1, the core question. The setup, ROS plus MCP plus LLM agent. A typical ROS-based robot system consists of camera, LiDAR, ROS2, navigation, MoveIt, Gazebo, Isaac Sim, and MCP server bridging ROS to AI agents, and an LLM agent for high-level reasoning and task planning. The real question is not which agent is strongest, but what kind of runtime does a robot actually need? A day in the life of a robot agent. User says go to the kitchen. Agent calls ROS MCP, move base, robot moves. Obstacle detected, agent replans route. Agent sends telegram notification to owner. Agent records memory of the event. Evening, auto summarizes today's operational data. Discovers navigation bug, auto creates GitHub issue. Notice, very little of this is writing code. What actually runs the show? Planning, memory, tool calling, long-term state, scheduling, multi-agent coordination, and human interaction. Part 2, Agent Comparison, Strengths and Gaps. Claude Code, the software engineer. Claude Code excels at reading code, modifying code, debugging, refactoring, code review, Git, and terminal execution. It is fundamentally a software engineer. It is not a robot runtime. If the robot reports battery at 15%, what does Claude Code do? It has no native mechanism for long-running persistent execution. It terminates after completing its task. Robots do not. OpenCode and Codex, coding specialists. OpenCode is an open-source Claude Code alternative, excellent for repository to terminal to coding workflows. Codex is OpenAI's coding agent, organized around project, repository, PR, and coding. All three are coding agents, excellent tools, but in the wrong category for robotics. They were designed to write and fix code. Robots need persistent orchestration, not one-shot code generation. Hermes, why it thinks like ROS. Hermes was designed from the ground up as a long-running daemon, persistent, memory, skill, gateway, scheduler, agent. It is not a one-shot CLI that terminates. The official documentation positions it as a long-running agent, not a coding CLI. Robots need to be always alive. Hermes is always alive. ROS is always alive too. This is not a coincidence, it is a philosophical alignment. The ROS Hermes parallel. ROS architecture, node, topic, service, action, always running, distributed, event-driven, publish subscribe. Hermes architecture, memory, gateway, skill, cron, always running, persistent, event-driven, multi-channel. Both are built on the same fundamental assumption, persistent, event-driven, long-running system orchestration. This makes Hermes a natural fit for robotics in a way that coding-focused CLIs will never achieve. Part 3, the architecture, MCP, delegation, and agent army. The MCP bridge, a beautiful stack. The layered architecture, Hermes, MCP client, ROS MCP server, ROS2, robot. Each layer is independently maintained and evolvable. MCP is host agnostic, but a long-running host like Hermes is far better suited for continuous robot tasks than a one-shot CLI invocation. The protocol layer decouples AI evolution from ROS evolution. Clean, layered, swappable, future-proof. Coding delegation, best of both worlds. Hermes handles planning and orchestration, then delegates coding tasks to specialized coding agents, Claude Code, OpenCode, or Codex. Hermes officially supports delegating coding tasks and encourages selecting different backends per task type. Runtime handles the world, state, memory, scheduling. Specialists handle the code generation, debugging, refactoring. Neither tries to do the other's job. Agent Army, the future of AI systems. The era of one agent to rule them all is ending. The future architecture, coordinator, planner, memory, coding agent, browser agent, ROS agent, simulation agent, vision agent. This is Agent Army, a coordinated fleet of specialized agents. Hermes is the orchestrator. Claude Code, Codex, and OpenCode are specialized coding executors. Why orchestration matters more than coding. For a robotics startup, the real differentiator is not which coding agent to use, those will change every year. The mode is the runtime itself, memory management, planning logic, agent graph topology, skill library, safety layer, task scheduler, robot state management, multi-robot coordination, ROS MCP integration. The coding agent is a plugin. The runtime is the platform. Part 4, Business Vision, RobotOS Runtime. Beyond Robot plus Hermes, RobotOS Runtime. Do not build a robot that uses Hermes. Build something one layer higher, RobotOS Runtime. Not a general-purpose AI agent. A vertical-specific agent runtime purpose-built for robotics, automation, and digital twins. General agents solve general problems. Vertical runtime solves specific, high-value problems. The value is in domain specialization, not generality. The RobotOS Runtime Architecture. RobotOS Runtime sits above a multi-adapter layer, ROS2 adapter, ISAC adapter, Gazebo adapter, PX4 adapter, PLC adapter, OPC UA adapter, digital twin adapter. Below the adapters, Hermes Runtime is the orchestration engine. Below Hermes, Claude Code, Codex, OpenCode as pluggable coding engines. Each layer is swappable. Each layer adds value. Why this has a moat. Coding agents can be swapped as technology evolves. Today it is Claude Code. Tomorrow it could be something else. The switching cost is low. The runtime itself is the true core asset, robot state management, safety policies, task orchestration, ROS integration, multi-adapter architecture. It is difficult to replicate and impossible to commoditize. The mode is not the tool, it is the runtime. Not the coder, the coordinator. The one-person robotics company stack. For a lean robotics startup, RobotOS Runtime as the brain, ROS2 plus MCP as the nervous system, Hermes as the persistent orchestrator, coding agents as swappable tools, simulation and digital twin for testing. The entire stack can be operated by a single person. The runtime handles what would otherwise require a team. Key takeaways. 1. The right question is not which agent is best, it is what runtime does a robot need. 2. Claude Code, OpenCode, and Codex are coding specialists, not robot runtimes. 3. Hermes is architecturally aligned with ROS, daemon-based, persistent, event-driven. 4. MCP plus Hermes plus ROS2 forms a clean, layered bridge from AI to hardware. 5. Coding should be delegated, Hermes orchestrates, specialists execute. 6. Agent Army is the future, coordinator plus specialized agents. 7. The business mode is the runtime, not the coding tool. 8. RobotOS Runtime, a vertical-specific platform for robotics, automation, and digital twins. Thank you. Questions and discussion.